guys, we're going to go over your Saxon 108. And on the first one, they ask you to draw a line segment that is 1 1/4 inches. So that would be 1 whole inch, which would bring us to right here. And then 1/4 piece of another inch. So let's look between the 1 and the 2 and imagine splitting that into 4 equal pieces. So here's 1/4 right there. So that would be another 1/4 of an inch. Then they tell us to make it 2 inches longer. So I've readjusted my ruler to start at the end of our 1 1/4 inch line segment. And we're going to add 2 more whole inches. 1 more, 2 more. How long is it now? Well, if we started with 1 whole inch and 1/4, and we added 2 whole inches to that, now we have 3 whole inches and 1/4 piece of another inch. On number 1, it says Alicia, Barry, Fred, and Janet will share 24 crackers. So I came to my workspace. Here are the 24 crackers that are going to be divided among the 4 of them. And it says, draw a picture to show the crackers on each child's napkin. So what I did is, here are the 24 crackers that are going to be divided among the 4 friends. And I have their napkins here. And once you take 24 crackers divided among 4 people, each person will get 6 crackers. So that's what the number sentence would look like. And here's how you could do it with a model. Start dividing the crackers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And as you can see, once we passed out all the crackers, each child ended up with 6 crackers on their napkin. On number 2, what is a reasonable estimate for the weight of a small dog? A real-world example of something that weighs a pound is a football. Would a small dog weigh 80 footballs worth? I can definitely eliminate that. A small dog would not weigh 150 footballs worth. A tiny small dog, like a tiny little teacup chihuahua, might weigh a pound, but that's stretching it a little bit. I think that 10 pounds is the most reasonable measurement of the weight of a small dog. I'm not going to go over number 3 with you because I feel like we've mastered that skill, but if you need help on it, please message me somehow. On number 4, I like the word product. That's the answer when we multiply. So when we look here at 13 times 1,000, there are 3 zeros in the number 1,000. So we just stick those 3 zeros on the end of the number 13. On this one, there are 3 zeros in 1,000, so we just stick 3 zeros at the end of what we're multiplying by 1,000, because 8 times 1,000 means 8 sets of 1,000. So we're going to take this 40 and we're going to stick 2 zeros on the end of it. So I have 40. And then the 2 zeros that come from me multiplying it by 100. And then ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. And then on 7 times 100, there are 2 zeros in 100, so we stick those on the end of our 7. Because 7 times 100 means 7 sets of 100. I will look at number 5 with you on this side, but we've had a lesson before on mixed numbers, where you have a whole number with a fraction. So it says how much pie is left. So when we look over here at the pie that is left, we have 1 whole pie that's left and a 1/4 piece of another pie. So we would write that 1 whole pie and a 1/4 piece of another one. And do you see how I know this is a quarter piece? Because it would take 4 this size to fill in the whole thing. So this size piece is called a quarter. Here it says how much pie was eaten. 1 whole pie, 2 whole pies, and then 3 quarter sizes of this pie. So we would write that like this: 2 whole pies and then 3 quarter size pieces of another pie. Do you see how this is a size 1/4 and it's left over? So we have 1/4, 2 quarters, 3 quarters left over. I also want you to do number 6 on your own, but I want you to be mindful of needing to regroup. And I also want you to, on this one, if you do any carrying, I want you to be sure you circle what you carried so that you don't forget to add it in. I feel like we are ready to do this side on our own. If you have trouble, please message me. The only thing I'd like to point out on number 5 is that if it still has the picture of the pizza, that's the leftover. And then the empty spaces will be for what was eaten, just so you don't get these switched. Same thing on number 6 with needing to borrow and carry, and do some regrouping on those. So just keep track of your columns and work carefully and accurately.